So we got Tide, we got the Wave, and of course we have the MACV, and then we've got the ripples here for Ripple 1, Ripple 2, and of course these should be traversed like this, right? We're moving our way down, up and through, and then we are executing on big or small. The MACV filtering now has some gray area. This is what we're also going to call the shadow. Okay, you're going to have shady trades in the shade. Be careful inside the shade. Most of the time we want to avoid particularly big trades. Now, can you take trades inside of the gray areas? Yes. Small trades, target 1, maybe target 2, but let's not get greedy while we're in the shade. Does that mean you can't take any trades inside the shade? No, of course not. You can definitely take some trades, but hang tight with us and keep the colorings that are there. So as we are in our normal colorings in blue, as we come into a MACV change on, let's use our yellow drawing tool here. Okay, this is a red shift. You see a red bar, and then to the right of it, we are going to be looking for shorts. But what do we do when we get like this, right? We've got, this is what we're trying to avoid, is dealing with scenarios where we get these back-to-backs, what we call Christmas, okay? You see a bunch of red, green together. It's a perfect example right now going on right now, okay? We've got this, you know, back-to-back red, green, red, green. We know that this is a dangerous place to play. In fact, as soon as these start to do this, I tell you guys, the default is, look, lay off. You would know that the majority of today was basically gray, gray, gray. We had all kinds of no trade time, right? Especially in the morning, right? Look over here in the morning section. There it is, 9:30 a.m. open. You literally open up in gray. Okay, we're in gray territory. Now here's 9:33. Like there's about a 5-minute window where we're, you know, we get some good shorts right here. We're not looking for entries in here. This is our filtering section, unless we get a good setup, right? Like here's a beautiful setup coming in here. This is a, what's this called? Pop quiz time. You should know, right? That's a shark back play and a half right there. Remember, these are 13 ticks per bar. So 2 bars, that's 26, right? So the MACV turn comes on the bright vertical. That's this big vertical line up and down right here. Then we are to count 8 bars. This is bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 inside the gray. Here's the 8th bar that we are ready to rock, and we are looking for shorts first off of this area. Now this is the spot where we're going to be trying to look for bigger trades now after we are outside of the shade. Okay, same thing over here. So we start to push in this direction. Let's go to, so we get the shift over to red. This is a little bit of a difficult area. Look at this perfect little spot right here. We're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's our 8th bar right there. If we get a setup, hopefully off of the algo 1s, 2s, the 3s, we get some really good continuation in on this play. 80 or 90 tick drop here off of this section right here, off of this. This is the main feature that you guys are going to be seeing in the new version, is the additional MACV. Now, I mean, basically now you don't have to count bars, right? That's it. We're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars inside the shade. This is the shady area on the 8th bar. This is a spot where you can start to look for an action entry. And of course, you've been with us for a while. Make sure, again, you're not taking this video all by itself. Don't, you know, trade anything alone. Don't take any single video alone. Go in, and then after you've got this filter, so right now, what should I be looking for? I should be looking for reds, right? I'm looking for shorts, right? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars. Boom, here's our 8th. We know that I should be looking for a short right now. We are passed on the red, right? So what do we got here? I've got a nice little setup like this. What is this, a cipher? We're already kind of pushing up and in, but I'm gonna go ahead and let's take a shot at it. Let's go.
Order submitted.
Sell a couple right here. Okay, this is a 4 contract trade, 10, 15, 25, and it's got a 6-6 auto. As the trade moves 6 ticks in your direction, we're already locking in profit 6, and now we're bringing into a -6. So +6, -6 after the first positioning moves up for you. That's automatically inside that ATM. Okay, so I've got a shark coming in here. I am going to put my stop right back here, back behind the shark. And as this pushes into the shark back location, I'm going to try to add to this position short right at this red line right here. This is active after hours. We do have a new bar on the 24 range here. So I'm going to punch sell market now.
Order filled.
All right, now I want to see if I can put this back to, so where's our target one? Target one is actually at my point of entry, so I'm going to sell 2 more here.
Order filled.
And I'm going to pull my stops in. We're going to keep our stops nice and tight on this one. But let's see if we can get to some examples here tonight. So I'm just going to show you guys how we should be looking at kind of difficult areas like this. We are going to be looking at the highest time frame first to gather information about like what could be potentially happening. We are looking for the biggest trades. Now, the biggest trades are going to be coming off of the higher time frames, but again, are we actually going to take a trade off of this? Are we going to execute off of this? Absolutely not, right? If you have been following along with this, you know that is a big no-no. We are not taking entries off of the tide. We are gathering information from the tide. We are never entering in on a tide. This is going to be just way too much heat on these. We don't like heat around here, folks. We like to play it cool, okay? We are chill. We are low temperature, low stress trading individual. Oh, look at this beautiful cross showing up right here. I'm going to add to position short on this, and let's see if we're going to get some help from this little trade right here. Just in case we stop out, I'm going to pull my stops right down in here, right behind the cross. This should be up just a little bit more, but I can always re-add to a position here. But right now, we just had a shark back plus a beautiful cross. I would have loved to have just waited for that little cross there, but we're coming in. MACV has now gone green right here. This is basically a no trade zone. We're just going to see if we can get a little bit out of this or not. It either will or it will not, but this is how we play the video game, right? There's our target one. Let me pull some more of these up into target one. Again, we are targeting small right now as the MACV is not with us. This is part of the process that I was just going to tell you guys about. Like, if we are going to go against any of our general rules for how we play, then I simply am never going to want to try to take a big trade. When you are trying to decide, the last thing that you're going to decide is big or small. Okay, are you taking a big trade or are you taking a small trade? Now, some people call that a scalp. Now, this one, while this continues to work, let's talk about how we deal with what I call difficult market conditions from a higher time frame. There are some days that are called candy days, right? Candy days are just, they are so easy. I mean, the markets are just moving. We are getting good 20, 25 tick movement. We are getting all kinds of area to move. So the VIX is around 20 or so. So I know from where we currently are, again, you need to kind of know context. First thing I'm looking at is context wise. If you've been doing what we should be doing every day, is coming here, looking at the VIX, knowing approximately where we are. This is kind of your Geiger counter for how fast or how big the moves are in the market based on that VIX. The higher the VIX, the more the ticks, right? We have the VIX up, ticks up rule. VIX up, ticks up. There it is, right? VIX up, ticks up in our room. Higher the VIX, the more ticks we are going to make. When it starts to lower, we know we need to start making more decisions. So, for instance, the reason that they were asking these questions today for higher time frames going into the lower is because, you know, today was a little bit, I would say, more difficult. You start to get this area where you've got things in conflict. You've got some difficult reads because ultimately I could easily just look right here on the tide and knowing when we get into the middle of the golden ropes, I already know that things are really going to slow down in here and that we're going to be getting some of that back and forth, a whole lot of back and forth really in this area, which means not that we can't take trades here. In fact, this actually is a great opportunity for reversal traders. If you really love, you know, being able to kind of smack the market back down the opposite direction, this is that type of area. No real continuations in this area. If you're going to be getting those continuations, oftentimes those continuations are going to be faking out and pulling back and going the other direction. In this type of area. So knowing that that can occur when you get into the golden ropes and that we're going to kind of stick here for a while, anything that kind of moves out of an area into bands areas, great time to really use those Bollinger Bands that we've got and, you know, look for reversal trades in those zones. Okay, this trade is starting to work in our direction. It almost hit our stop by like 1 tick here. We might have a great example on our hands working out here. Just barely missed our stop. Again, this would have been a very minor stop here. Let's see if we start to get some of our targets. We got target 1 there at the front of the shark. Still a few more ticks down there. We'll see if that's going to go there or not, or if this ends up pushing back up and going. It's after hours. It's taking a little bit longer than I was hoping that it would, for an example. But as far as being able to read the markets on a day like this, here is what you should be looking at. I want you guys to pay attention here real quick. Let me zoom this in. Let's go big picture on this chart. pay attention to these timing lines for me real quick. Have you noticed how powerful these lines are? Now, again, as we're moving left to right, if you were following on our timing lines, again, these are all included in our system, folks. These are not things that I drew by hand. These are all fully automated for you. You will see, I mean, look at this right here, right? We get this perfect pivot zone, and we start this whole section. We get double red dots in it. Where's the full move? We get the crossover point, and now here we are. What do you think is going to happen right here, right? This is going to be where the big moves are going to come right here as we get to this timing, right? We can see it. We can literally just wait out these bars until we get over to this section. But again, is the waiting game fun? No, right? That's the hardest part. But John was accurate in that, should you just wait? Well, the true answer is, yeah, you should just wait, right? You should really just wait. Now, if you're going to scalp in there, absolutely. In fact, I mean, I was a couple ticks in the green there a minute ago. You know, scalp in this area where there are difficulties. That's what you're really going to want to do, although that's not really our type of game. We're not looking to do scalps, right? That's not our bag. That's not what we're trying to do. Let's go look at this other timing line, though. So tide and wave, two things that we're going to be looking at. Right here, let's go to this one. Watch how many turns happen right on the major turning lines. Let's look at the pink ones, okay? Pink is going to be our king timing, okay? Here's one. That's a nice move. Here's one. Not as much on this one, although a decent move, and then drop and rip, okay? Let's go, let's see this one. Okay, is this the final spot where we turn? Yeah, very nice. How about this one? This one, we do get that little move, but here comes the big white circle. What are we looking for? Well, we're looking for that continuation down move. Didn't come. We end up starting to hang up right here, pushing all the way up and in. What do we get? Oh my word. Huge butterfly, beautiful drop. We are likely going to have a nice move coming out of the king timing. You're going to see these turning points on these lines almost all the time. Look at each one of these lines, how often these are the turning points. This is the way to kind of use these higher time frames. Now, do I really want to take a trade off of these? Again, if I get the setup, great. How often are you going to get these? Are you going to get them in a single hour? No. Are we looking to take trades off of this time period in general? No. Are we going to get really big trades off of this area? Yeah. This is a great example, right? Look, going into this butterfly, if your stop is over the top of this, now I would prefer if we actually had something else in this, right? Now I have timing line right here. Did it get to the king? No. Would we have waited for this timing line? Yes. Do we have a perfect entry here? Do we have a moon here? No, we don't. Okay, I would prefer to have that with it. But when we get into this spot, can I go over here and look for my entry on my algo bars? You bet your butt we can. Okay, so as far as what Neon was saying, reading your higher time frame, go into this next one. Do I have a new bar here? Am I looking at a good spot for timing? Yes. Do I have a setup like this? I mean, this was beautiful. Yeah, so this is the 220 to 240 area from today. This is a great spot to be looking for that drop off. And I'd have to go back and look around the 2 o'clock area on my charts here, but I imagine there was something that probably set up at that spot on the lower time frame where we could enter in with basically no heat, right? And that's always our ideal, is trying to enter into a position with, you know, little to no heat. There we go, we're hitting targets. We hit one of our targets already. Traversing on that, but there's target one right there, and let's see if we get any more out of this nice little shark back plus a cross. That is going to be a beauty. And so we are moving from the tide, then the wave. This is the MACV. Really, if you just wait for this MACV, folks, like if you're actually going to be looking for entries, all of our setups that mainly come off of these two charts, you know that all of our strategies, all of my entry strategies that you guys see in the videos, the entry parts themselves, like this, right? How easy is that? I mean, I don't know. There's a big red box right there. There's a perfect line right there, and there's a little cross-looking thingy, right? Like, this is the video game. Okay, this is the execution. This is where we press the buttons. This is where, you know, we make the money. Do we want the higher time frames in mind? Yeah, sure. I want to, when I would take my biggest trades, hear me out. When I'm looking to take my biggest trades, before I'm like going all in, I want to make sure that, yeah, I've got, look, what was the last signal I saw on the tide? Reds, right? So my default for all of my big stuff right now should be what? I'm looking for shorts. Okay, so step one, look at the tide and look at the latest signal. Okay, I'm gonna narrow this down, simplest thing that you can do. Okay, order of operations rules. If you have not learned the order of operations, go back and check it. But to narrow this down, the simplest form, check the latest entry. Okay, second, same thing. Okay, I really want both of these in my direction. And then right there. Okay, simplest form. Remember, we either have
Target filled.
Oh, are we hitting targets? We're hitting targets right now. I just heard target filled. We'll go back and look at that. Remember the video back where we talk about the ATMs? Okay, right here. Big or small? This is the biggest thing right here. Which ATM are you going to choose? Okay, big, small. Small, 10.15. Okay, big, 15.25. See how simple that is? We are just collecting cash at target 1 and target 2. This is where we put food on the table. This is what I talk about, you know, where you're going to make your money, put the food on the table with targets 1 and targets 2. The bonus stuff is bonus. Okay, anything in those runner spaces, this is where when you've just got a great read. Now, anybody who's brand new with the system or anything, look, you're not gonna have to be, you don't have to be a freaking champion reading those things. Again, if you just simplify it like this, okay, what was the latest signal here? This is the simplest way to narrow it down. If you want a concrete method for checking what we should be doing on any entry. So how do we narrow it down? Very simple. All I want you to do is, if you're gonna think about a big, all I care about, look, every question that we ever have comes right here on, is it gonna be big? Okay, that's it. Look, am I gonna take just about any, you know, form of it? Look, yeah, there are exceptions to this. I mean, if the market's literally leaning over, okay, and just dive bombing, am I gonna take a long, I get a perfect, like, I don't know, headshot down there and the market's like dive bombing? Probably not. Am I gonna take a swing at it with maybe 2 or 3 contracts? Probably, maybe. Okay, but am I gonna swing for the fences with it? No. Okay, now that makes sense. Okay, with our system, it makes sense. You get it? All I care about, I'm always thinking about, am I gonna get a big trade? Okay, am I gonna get a big trade? And if these are not with you, then the answer is no. It's as simple as that. You guys got that? Have I narrowed it down? Is that simple enough for you? If you are not going with the tide or the wave, particularly, at least one of those. If you're not going with one of those, if you're going with both of them, hey man, you might have yourself, there are certain days, folks, that the market will literally hand you your entire year's salary. Go look for yourself, okay? And if you catch those days, which is what I help you guys practice in your final 40 days on how to, you know, swing at those, because if you've never swung at those, look, you're not just gonna accidentally hit those the day that they show up. You're gonna have to practice them, okay? So check that last entry. All right, I'm beating this dead horse, but I want you to understand this. This is a difficult topic. That's why people are asking. It's advanced level stuff here, and we're going ahead and covering it here tonight just because, you know, hey, we had some extra time and, you know, why not? You know, the new wave feature stuff, yeah, it's not earth-shattering. We've already been, you know, the MACV stuff is already in the other videos, so, you know, I want you guys to learn some stuff here from our videos and really come away with something good, okay? Check the wave, latest signal, okay? And really, what is it? It's red or green, okay? Now, yeah, sure, it can be, you know, pink or blue, but you get the point, right? Pink, blue, all right, red or green. What was it? Okay, this is it, simple. Your filter's there, folks, and then when you're taking your entry, you're dropping on it. If you already have these, then look, think about big, okay? Don't be looking for, maybe you push target 1 out. That's my favorite thing to do. My favorite thing to do is grab target 1 and push it out farther. Okay? But we're only thinking about big. I don't care about the small ones. Look, the small ones take care of themselves. Okay? Sure, 10 ticks. Now, mind you, a lot of people out there would just, you know, they'd give their left arm for getting 10 ticks in a regular trade. Okay? I mean, technically we could live off of target 1 if you wanted. I mean, 10 ticks, the amount of times that we hit target 1, are you joking me? Craziness, right? All right, have I beat that dead horse enough? I hope you guys get that. We are filtering there. I'm thinking about big or small. Then my final decision is on the entry. If I've got these with me, simple as great. I am going to execute. And am I going to do the small? Yeah, by default. Okay, here's my default. Okay, here's my default. It's always going to be that small. 10 and 15. Are you joking? 10 and 15 is awesome. And that's just one. And we're trying to add up 2 or 3 of those. So we got 15 to 20 points of confluence when we're entering. All right, how do we do on this trade? Hey, this one's making us money, folks. You know what? Man, I kind of wanted to just let this one. I think this one's going to keep going. I think we've got this. Oh, look at that target. Okay, first of all, let's zoom in right here. Do y'all see what I should be targeting down there? All right, what's that down there? That's my next PRZ, right? So my final target should be where? You see how we're adjusting this? This is on the fly. This is what we would want to do right here. Okay? Why do we want to do that? One last thing here. This is a great example showed up here tonight. Look, folks, I did not plan this. This happened off the cut. Uh-oh, what's wrong on my stop here? Pop quiz time, folks. What is wrong with where my stop is? It's not at the top of the cross, right? Oh wait, did this auto on me? Hold on. I think I had him in the right place. I think this auto did for me. Let me look to see if I have this set. Oh, +6, -6. So when it went 6 ticks, it might have already moved that for me. That's all right. But where should these be, right? Our stop on these should be right here. All right, man, we've covered a lot there. I am past my 30 minutes. Oh, we're at 50 minutes. Hey, did it before an hour. Hope you guys got a whole lot from that. I have a feeling that's gonna go all the way to target. Now, why would I, what's that down there, right? That's a PRZ. How do I know what that's going to be a PRZ for? That is for a 50 cent. Now, what do I love about those? Oftentimes, 50 cents are the most pierceable harmonic. So, I even more so want to leave this there as a target. This is a beautiful, beautiful play coming in right here. I should be moving these targets out, but I want to hear the sound of it hitting targets because I heard it earlier. It was very subtle. Did you guys hear the target field sound? Maybe oh, you know what? I forgot I got my audio way down. Let me turn it up a little bit.
Target filled.
Oh, that's a beautiful sound, isn't it? Listen to it. Did y'all like that? Do you like that feeling? I do. I love that sound. Love it.
Target filled.
Oh, we just hit another one. Hold on. Live in real time. Here we go. Is she gonna keep going? Is she gonna keep going? Is she gonna keep going? Man. Thank you for that little beautiful setup that came tonight, folks. This was not planned. That literally just happened on the fly. What was going against me on that? Well, we had our nice little red setup. We were going, entering in, trying to go here. What did I have in my lower time frames? You guys follow how we did this while this is waiting? Because we gotta wait anyway, so I'm just gonna gab on here as we go, right? We know where we are in the 89. Am I going with the 89? Yes, I am. On the left-hand side of the algo matrix, is that with me? Yes, it is. Is the last signal on the wave? Is it red? Yes, it is. On the MACV, when I went through the filtering, was I red when I entered this? Yes, it is. The only reason I'm not going to be swinging for the fences is what? Well, the MACV turned green on me, right? It would have been more ideal had that not turned, but what did we have here? This is technically called what? What is this entry we got here? I think I first started entering in on that cipher though, didn't I? Somewhere around the cipher, back of the cipher-ish. We got in on the shark back. We added to position on the cross. We adjusted our stops. Should have been at the back of this, right? This is generically called what? PRZ cross, right? PRZ cross, that is a harmonic cross. Yes, we got the harmonic with the, let me see if I can get my, there we go. Box is working, right? We got the red box. We got the crosshair, boom, right? And if you have watched the shark back video, you see that line right there? Zoom in, zoom, zoom, zoom. You see that bright red line right there? That is your entry for, what's that called? The shark back.
Target filled.
Oh, we're hitting targets. Shark back plus a cross. Are you joking me? Awesome play right there. Now I would normally take that without the cross, right? We got the cross, so what did I do? I add to position. Again, why am I going to add to position? Look, remember when we were playing our game, we're looking to toe in the water, quarter position,
Target
half
filled.
position, full position, right? When am I going to go full position? When I got more things lined up with me, right? If I just had the shark back, what should I be playing, right? 4 or 8 contracts, right? Right. Again, now for me, let's talk about that. What's my normal size? Again, this is review, but while we're waiting for this to, I think it's going to hit all targets here. Let's see if it keeps going. I mean, I don't know why it would stop right there and turn around. So let's let it roll here. Let's do some more training, right? While we're on the roll. We got 2 minutes still, an hour. So standard size, 16 contracts for me. Okay. So what does that mean for my position? So I've got
Target filled.
Oh, we're hitting targets. All right, folks. Let's see. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Game over. Beautiful. Let's see what we're gonna come away with. See if she's gonna push it all the way. Give me all my targets. Give it to me. So let's so what do we have? 2. So 2 to 4 contracts. That's toe in the water, right? 4 contracts is gonna be a quarter position out of the 16, right? 8 is gonna be my half.
Target filled.
Right? 12 means I'm a little more,
Short.
you know, I've got maybe one additional thing with me. When I'm getting this full 16, that means I've got lots of things, right? On this last contract, I think it looks like I got up to 18. So, and I call 16 plus. You'll oftentimes see me around 20, 24 contracts when I'm very interested in a trade. When I feel really good about a trade, I'm looking to get to 20 or 24 contracts. I rarely get into the 30s. Rarely, very rarely. I mean, the sky's got to be just falling, and it's got to be absolutely just calling my name that I have got to take that trade, okay, for me to be able to go full. Now, what's my max position size? 40, okay? So if my standard position size is 16, my absolute max that I am comfortable trading is 40. Now, does that mean I can only trade? Yeah, of course, I can trade more than that if I wanted to. The way that our stuff works. So what is 40 contracts? 40 contracts is $20,000. Okay. So again, futures contracts, everything that we do here is way different than any stock stuff. All that PDT rule stuff, like PDT says you have to have $25,000. Okay. So anybody who's like, oh man, he's trading 40 contracts, that's so much money. Are you joking me? Compared to stocks, you have to have 25,000. I'm not even using the baseline 25K to run 40 contracts. Do you guys understand that? Think about that. All right, folks. That's a wrap. Thanks for hanging out for me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunchbot, Mod Squad, Curtis G, and the rest of the gang. I'm sitting out the Big H Town. See ya.
All around this empty town, I'm searching for the lost and found.